What if I told you you can be happier than 99% of people, and all you have to do is gratitude journal? Okay. You might ask, well, how is that possible? Okay, I got a city job. Maybe you don't got a chick right now. I don't have a girlfriend. Whatever the fuck. I'm kind of out of shape. How can I be happier than 99% of other people? So if you're anything like most people, the issue you have in terms of your happiness is the fact that you think happiness is something you get. It's something you can obtain. You think it's a thing. Maybe you think you'll get happiness in the future. But here's the thing. Happiness is not external. Which can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I'll walk you through how to exactly deal with that. But the thing is, happiness is not something you get. Happiness isn't something you obtain. Happiness doesn't come to you in the future. Happiness is not external. Happiness is 100% internal. It's all internal. Sure, you can get a job that you like. I know all of a sudden you're smiling. Okay, maybe you talk to a chick and you feel better. Sure, these things happen, but these things ain't happiness. Happiness is 100% internal. Now, as long as you're alive and decently healthy, you can be happy. You literally can. It's like it's not even hard. As I'll walk through how the fuck that works. So there is this practice, and it's a very simple one. It's called gratitude journaling. Now you might say, well, being grateful is gay. Okay, if you think being grateful is gay, you can click the fuck off this video and go be fucking miserable. There's nothing fucking gay about being grateful. Okay, so stop being a fucking bitch. Here's the thing. Gratitude journaling. There's a couple of things to this. All it is that you get a pen, or you get a piece of paper. Actual paper, okay? This shit doesn't work electronically. It quite literally does not work. You can't do this on a fucking tablet. You can't, throw your iPad away. You're not doing this on an iPad. You're not doing this shit on your fucking laptop like a dork. Okay? You're not doing any of that shit. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a pen and you're gonna grab a paper. Okay? Let me show you. On my shelf, okay? Not only do I got a shit ton of books, but that's a separate issue. This is literally the journal I use to write what I'm grateful for. And I do this shit every single damn day. Okay? Like here even is 27th February this year. Okay? I got quite old notes on this. Because I've been doing this for a while. I got 11th of January this year. And right now it's like 4th of August. And so, this is what I'll be writing. Write the date. And then I write for 3 minutes. And so, you take the pen. You grab a piece of paper. Ideally what you do is you actually get a journal. Like, cause you can make this experience nicer. Okay? You can make this experience as enjoyable as you possibly can. Also even now, what you can do is get a cup of coffee and put on some music for journaling. Maybe you want to listen to classical music. Is that a bit dopaminergic? Sure. But you want to make this as nice as possible. And so then what you do is simply this. You write the date, so today would be 4th of August 26. And then what you do is you write I'm grateful for, and then you write. Usually I'll start like multiple sentences by saying I'm grateful for. But it doesn't really matter. All that matters is you write the date so that you know what you wrote and when you wrote it. And then you can start by even just writing one thing. And really, I highly suggest that you write I'm grateful for. Because that just puts you in the mindset of, okay, yeah, gratitude journaling. And I do this every single morning. Okay. This is part of my morning routine. So I'll gonna get ready, I'll meditate, and then I'll do this shit. And that really just gets my mind checked, locked in for the rest of the day. I'm not positive as a motherfucker. Okay? Like, I might not even sound that positive to you because I'm not exactly cheery right now. But I also don't have any negative thoughts, really at all, right now. So that's something you'll notice when you start gratitude journaling. You'll get grateful for random shit, okay? So you'll write, I'm grateful for, it can literally be as simple as your hands, okay? So chances are you don't know anyone who does that shit. Like if your mom does that or something, that's fucking dope. If you know someone who's grateful in that way, that's fucking lit. But usually, especially people our age, like if you're 20 something, or even younger, people don't usually get grateful in that way. So this is also just gonna differentiate you from everyone else, and it's really gonna help you with overall mindset. And I'll walk through that soon. But the way you wanna start this shit is you just write like one sentence. So you don't really have to like even worry about, like, when you're just building the habit, you don't have to really think about how much. Okay? Like I'd say for the first 14 days to like 30 days, it doesn't matter how much of it you do. All that matters is you open the journal, you write I'm grateful for, and then you just write something. Now, once you've been doing this for 14 to 30 days, what you wanna do, and this is how I do it, is I set a timer for 3 minutes. I find this is the best ROI, so if you don't know what that means, it's just return on investment. I find 3 minutes to be the best. So it's long enough to where you actually dig deeper, and that's an important thing. You want to dig deeper, because it's one thing to say I'm grateful for, let's say, this table because I've been doing all my work on it. Yeah, well, I already went deeper. So level 1 is kind of, you go, yeah, I'm grateful for this table. That's level 1. Level 2 is I'm grateful for this table because I've been doing all the work. Level 3 is something like I'm grateful for the people who made this table. Okay, so you go really like into the history of the actual item. And you can't do this with anything. You can do this with the sunglasses even. My Ray-Bans that I got on right now. I can literally go, I'm grateful for the woman that sold these to me in the store and helped me pick the right pair of glasses. I'm grateful she was at work so I could get these. Because I had been searching for them, I didn't really find any good sunglasses, but then I met this chick in the store who really helped me. Tried on different pairs of glasses and walked out, and I got a fresh pair of glasses. So it's being grateful at a way deeper level than most people are used to. So that's level 3. Now, this is when it gets really lit. So, like, look, when you do this shit, you're gonna be way more positive, okay? You're gonna be way more upbeat. Now, I'm kind of doing a rant here, but that's just the, like, in a sense, the way I like to talk. Now, I'm not like this 24/7. I just find it's easier to be high energy when you do this shit. So, That's level 3. Now, if you really wanna make it G shit, if you really wanna be a grateful motherfucker, what you do is you go to level 4. At level 4 is when you're grateful for seemingly bad shit. Okay? So let's say, so we had this dog named Offe, Labrador, lived almost 10 years. That's like, this dog was the closest motherfucker that I had to like a little bro. Now, I'm grateful for having this dog, of course, but I'm also grateful for our dog passing. And you might say, well, isn't that cold? Isn't that like bad? No. Because what you have to understand is there is no negative events. Okay? And this is, like, if you get to this point with the gratitude journaling, this is when it's really gonna start to change your life. Because now all of a sudden, like, your parents pass, you'll, like, someone you know dies, you'll be able to look at that situation and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? So you might ask, well, how is this positive? Well, for one, I'm grateful for all of the memories. Okay? For one. But then also, all this is gonna do, long term, is make me more mentally strong. And it's also gonna add color to your life. Because there is no light. Like, you have to understand, there is no light without dark. There is no heaven without hell. There is no good without evil. There is no yin without yang. Also, there is this, I think it was Napoleon Hill who said something along the lines of every seed, or like every bad thing, every heartbreak, something carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Also, every negative thing that can possibly happen to you is gonna give birth to something greater. And so, look, it's like a forest fire. You might think that a forest fire is literally just destructive, but that's not true. The forest will burn down, yes. Animals will die, sure. But it's gonna fertilize the land. It's gonna fertilize the land, and now all of a sudden, there will be more life than before. As there is no purely negative things. If you think something is negative, that's your own prerogative. But there is no such thing as a negative emotion. That doesn't exist. And you'll notice this when you do gratitude journaling. Even pain, okay? Even pain. Even like missing a dog. These are emotions designed to help you win. To help you become a better human being. To succeed. Pain is only there to help you to correct course, to push you in the right direction, to make you uncomfortable. Make you uncomfortable to the point where you're forced to take action. And so when you gratitude journal, you'll take bad events and you'll see the light in them. And then not only are you gonna see the light in them, you're gonna stop seeing them as bad, and you'll just see the upside. Now think about what that does to your life. You'll stop thinking negatively. You're gonna get rid of all your fucking self-hatred, of the hate that you got for other people. Now this doesn't mean you can't be angry, you can. If you don't have the life you want, you have all the right in the world to be pissed off, but you'll also be positive at the same time. You'll also be happy at the same time. And now if you haven't thought about shit like this ever, you might not get it. But you can be happy, you can be positive, you can be optimistic, and you can also be furious, all at the same bloody time. Okay? You can have multiple seemingly opposite emotions simultaneously. Also, if you want to get rid of all the negativity in your life, and if you really want to be happy, the answer isn't some external thing. The answer is quite literally just 3 minutes per day, writing down in the morning what you're grateful for. I'm really going deep into that. And that's gonna change your outlook of life from being bad to being great. And you'll start to be that motherfucker who's grateful for literally anything. Like you look outside and you look at a tree that's always been there, but you'll go, you know what? I love the fact that that tree right there is the tree I've been looking at every single time I've been making a YouTube video. I'm grateful for that tree. I'm grateful for all the birds that sit on that tree. And that's gonna make you a way more wholesome person. Okay. And because you get rid of all the negative shit, you also will get rid of the fear that you might have of failing. You'll quite literally stop worrying about failing because you see the upside in everything. So there is no more failure. All there is lessons and strength that you gain from the experiences you've had. So once you start gratitude journaling, it will change your life. That's all I got for you today. I'll catch you in the next one. Out.